Tonight, explore the world's oldest stone temples on Discover Magazine. Then take a look at the ultimate guide to sharks and uncover the importance of the great white to the ecosystem on Shark Week. Tonight on the Discovery Channel.
Tonight on Cyberlife.
Uncle Sam wants you to vote, and there's a website designed to get you into the polls.
Your vote is a way to make government work.
You'd do a double take too if you saw Marilyn Monroe walking down the street. We'll show you how she does it.
We'll show how the search for missing children has made the jump from milk cartons to cyberspace.
She was released by the kidnappers at 12:15, and I think those flyers had a major impact.
We'll see how the world of the internet is entering the lives of the visually impaired.
It's creating a situation where visually impaired people have parity. Not only equality, but parity.
Having a baby is one of life's biggest changes, and the mother's list is a way to make that change more rewarding.
By being on the net, that I'd know what questions to ask my doctor.
On this edition of Cyberlife.
Welcome to Cyberlife. I'm Gina Smith.
And I'm Chris Eddy. A year ago, there was a death in the family. Jerry Garcia, the beloved lead guitarist of the Grateful Dead, passed away in his sleep.
His passing tore a hole in the heart of the Dead's online community, but ironically, his passing may have brought a different kind of life to the Grateful Dead.
Sugar Magnolia, ringing that bluebell, caught up in sunshine.
The Grateful Dead performed a mission impossible, dragging the psychedelic era kicking and screaming past the bell-bottom 70s, through the bottom-lined 80s, and into the bottomed-out 90s.
The terrible thing about Jerry dying, besides the fact that we'll never hear his wonderful music again, is that we all lost our contact with each other.
But Deadheads found solace online by continuing a conversation that began online in 1986, a conversation that is a long way from over.
The reason the Grateful Dead community took to this so well is that we always wanted to talk about our subject matter. The community formed itself and took hold. I mean, it's just, we've never run out of things to talk about.
The Deadheads want to maintain connection with each other, and of course the concerts is where that always happened. This is no longer possible for them.
But today, DeadNet is where the heart and soul of the Grateful Dead still lives, thanks to the efforts of Alan Trist and the Dead's resident poet, philosopher, and lyricist, Robert Hunter.
What could have been an exercise in two-dimensional merchandising has turned into a wonderfully crafted graphic and literary journey.
Links takes you to the Dead Archives, which displays the genesis of some of Hunter's most famous compositions, like Friend of the Devil, originally written on a bookmark.
In a world that is full of fancy pages that have nothing to say, it's great to see something that is such pure, compelling content.
If it can do the same thing that happened in the concerts, what Mickey Hart described as the X factor, the magical connection between the Deadheads and the band when the music really got going, it's possible that DeadNet, the internet, can act as a surrogate for that.
If DeadNet is any indication, that journey promises to keep that dream alive.
On Mickey Hart's new album, Robert Hunter has written the lyric, "Depend on the wind of distant drums, we'll know the next step when it comes." And online life is allowing Deadheads to discover the next step together.
When most people think of MTV, they think of mind-numbing videos, way cool graphics, and of course, cover girl Jenny McCarthy.
I know I do. Don't forget Beavis and Butthead, but there is a public service side of MTV, and it's called Rock the Vote.
Rock the Vote is an organization that was founded by members of the recording industry to get young people involved in the political process. And we are most well known for making public service announcements that air on MTV, urging young people to vote.
The Rock the Vote website, where cutting-edge music meets cyber-social responsibility, is filled with technological eye candy.
On the Rock the Vote website, we have 5 main areas. My favorite area is called Act Now, where young people can find out different ways that they can be involved in the political process, whether it's registering to vote or writing letters to their members of Congress. Next, we've got a section called In the Spotlight, where we have artists, and right now it's LL Cool J, who lets them know exactly why he's involved in politics and why it is so important for young people to get out, get registered.
Not surprisingly, a few famous faces are also getting into the act with the Rock the Vote website.
My name is David Allen Greer. I'm President of the United States. I'm here to register voters.
I'm Lori Petty. I'm just here because I care.
We are seeing the 21st century today on internet, where you can communicate in a millisecond that your voice is your vote. Your vote is a way to make government work.
Members of the Rock the Vote team are constantly on the go, thanks to the Choose or Lose bus and today's fast-moving, innovative technology.
We use a lot of Apple equipment. We have a couple 5300s, a couple 7200s. We use Global Village modems, Connectix, quick cams, HP printers. So we have a lot of good stuff on the bus.
The website is a phenomenal tool for getting out our information and our message to young people who are just trying to figure out how to get involved in politics, what politics means in their life.
To date, more than 15,000 people have logged on and registered to vote.
Rock the Vote is the best way to reach the most young people through cyberspace.
I think it's important as we continue to develop technologically, you got to make sure you get off those computers and you go out and you touch people's hands.
I tell people all the time, the shame of voter registration is that we still have to try to get people to register to vote.
Now that you've finally managed to build your own homepage, you still do have a problem.
How do you get people to drop by for a visit?
Well, there are several things you can do to get your page noticed.
First, check out a site called Submit It. Here you can submit your homepage's address to several of the big search engines. Getting listed on these sites is key because web surfers constantly use these search engines to get around on the internet.
Right. Say your site is about wine. Well, then you want your site to come up when anyone searches under the word wine. Using Submit It is free, so you've really got nothing to lose.
Another way to attract people to your website is to establish links on other sites.
Find like-minded websites that you want to link to and send a polite email to the person who designed that site, asking him or her to create a link to your site.
Consider announcing your website in a news group dedicated to that topic.
But be careful and hang out at the news group a while before you post anything so you can get a feel about how they're going to react to people promoting websites in the middle of their important discussions.
And that goes for anyone posting anything on a news group. Remember, lurk before you leap.
And finally, don't forget to put your web address on your letterhead and even your business cards. After all, nothing beats a little self-promotion. They may change the way we watch movies. When we come back, we'll meet the first virtual movie stars.
And we'll see how the search for missing children has gone online.
Computers in Silicon Valley have a model number on them, and that's it. At Gateway 2000, our custom-built computers are treated a little differently. That's because every system we build has a name attached.
Connie Kramer, Connie from New Jersey. This is your computer, and it's on television.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. And the only way to get them is to call 1-800-GATEWAY. You get a friend in the business, give us a call.
To review, on a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares.
My brain is melting. Luckily, getting school supplies doesn't require this much concentration. Hey, just memorize this. Office Max. They've got great brand name products like Major Metal Fab multi-purpose bags and Harvard chairs at guaranteed low prices that won't disturb those older people that live with you. So even if school isn't your favorite place to hang, man, Office Max can get you ready. Office Max, we go to the max for you.
Oh, honey, boy. I told you you'd love it.
You were right, sweetie. I went to the motel. I feel like an outdoorsman. Good night, honey.
Oh my God.
That noise, you hear that noise?
Yes, I did hear that. What is it? What do you see? What do you see?
Oh, boy.
Honey?
Where's the Ericsson cellular phone?
Oh, shoot, I left it outside.
What do you mean you left it outside? I gotta go out there and get it.
Ericsson cellular phones. Because when life gets a little wild, you want a highly reliable Ericsson cellular phone.
Hi, yeah, I'm wearing a tent. There's some trees and there's a huge bear out there.
Computers in Silicon Valley have a model number on them, and that's it. At Gateway 2000, our custom-built computers are treated a little differently. That's because every system we build has a name attached.
Connie Kramer, Connie from New Jersey. This is your computer and it's on television.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. And the only way to get them is to call 1-800-GATEWAY. You get a friend in the business, give us a call.
Ride the wave to a week's worth of the wildest action ever. Surfers beware. Shark Week. Beginning tonight at 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world, but don't touch that remote.
It had to happen. The same technology that can bring a T-Rex to life can now recreate a real movie star digitally.
Well, Chris, as we well know, if someone can do something, someone will do it eventually.
Let's meet the virtual Marilyn Monroe. Nine years ago, software pioneers Nadia and Danielle Thalman's virtual Marilyn broke new ground in the field of 3D computer-generated imaging.
I'm completely digital, from top to toe, just bits and bytes.
We created the Marilyn in '87 for the anniversary in 100 years of engineering in Canada. And so we had to create something glamorous and technical, so we selected the Marilyn Monroe. You can see Marilyn walking, grasping objects.
Hello, and thank you for this wonderful award.
Talking, smiling, she can have some emotions.
Today, Motion Analysis Corporation's Synthetic Actors Studio has taken the technology a step further by using a process known as motion capture.
Talking breakthrough here, babe. That's right. Performance animation at its finest.
What motion capture is, it's using video cameras and computers to watch a person move, taking that as computer data, and then making computerized characters move. And these computerized characters can look like humans, or they can look like mythological creatures. They can look like almost whatever you wish.
The advent of the digital actor has the potential to change the face of movies and television.
You can use digital stuntmen. The person's not really walking on the tight wire. The person's standing on the floor, juggling pins, and then you transfer the data. This is the beginning of digital stuntmen for the entertainment industry.
So will virtual actors replace real ones in the future?
Hold on tight to your loved one.
I think we will see film with completely computer-generated actors, but I don't think they will replace. Exactly like cinema has never replaced theater.
He is looking at you, kid.
It's every parent's nightmare. Their child has vanished without a trace, and in cases such as these, timing is critical. It may even mean the difference between life and death.
Recently, several major corporations joined forces with law enforcement to create a high-tech weapon to quickly find missing children and hopefully save lives.
The story actually starts in the wake of the Poly class kidnapping. Some computer folks called me and said that they realized that law enforcement wasn't equipped to be able to get the information out as efficiently as they knew technology would allow. So I told them that if we could transmit color pictures of victims or suspects back and forth between law enforcement agencies, that would be wonderful.
And so the track system, technology to recover abducted children, was born. Track is a simple-to-use computer program designed to create and distribute high-quality flyers to police departments and media outlets nationwide. Within weeks of completion, the track system was put to the test in Hillsborough, California.
Hillsborough had a child abduction. It was a 9-year-old girl that was taken, and the abduction was somewhat unusual in that the young girl that was taken, her parents were overseas, and we did not have a small photograph of her. The only photograph we had was a large class photograph.
There were 21 children in the picture. That's all they had nothing else. I knew the capabilities of the track system and told them that I could make a flyer from that class photo.
The first 2 hours after a child is abducted, if they're able to be found or released within those 2 hours, the probability of their emotional damage or injury to them is greatly minimized. When a child is missing and you're the police chief of the town where they're missing, a minute seems like an hour. It was an awfully long time, and she was going through an ordeal, and the whole department was feeling for those emotions.
In less than 2 hours, the flyers were complete and transmitted to neighboring police departments and all local TV stations.
They're sending this flyer out to law enforcement agencies all over the Bay Area. It is a 10-year-old.
She was released by the kidnappers at 12:15, and I think those flyers had a major impact in her being released.
Based on its early success, several police departments have recently expanded their track system programs.
In Daly City, we're using the system to make wanted person flyers. We make posters on all our runaway juveniles now. We use it to make the notifications on registered sex offenders. Almost every day, a cop is coming up with additional ideas.
I can't think of any game that has received more hype than Quake. Quake, for those of you who haven't yet heard, is the successor to Doom, probably the most popular computer game of all time. Now, Doom became so popular because it was the best first-person shoot-'em-up game ever made. Until now, that is. Quake takes us to a whole new level. First off, Quake is set in a true 3D world, unlike Doom, which is only simulated 3D. In Quake, the graphics are snappier and more realistic than in Doom. You can now look up and down and even go underwater. And of course, there are new monsters and better weapons to kill them with. Sound effects are another big improvement. Trent Reznor from the band 9 Inch Nails created them. Apparently, he's a big fan. The enhancements make Quake very realistic. And in this game, that means gory. This is not a game for small kids. But if you can't get enough of mindless violence, then Quake is the game for you. You can download the first 7 levels of Quake for free from the website you see below. If you want the rest of the game, call id Software at this 800 number. And for $50, they'll send you the whole game. Good luck and watch your back.
Go on the web and say when we come back, we'll check out a way that expectant moms can bond online.
And we'll show how the visually impaired are seeing the internet in a whole new way.
One of these has your name on it. And it's working its merry way to your office right now. It's an invitation from their company to your company, offering big savings over AT&T. There's just one thing missing from the envelope. The big savings. Maybe they got lost in the mail. Has a discount long-distance company offered you big savings? Call us for the facts.
Introducing the Michelin X1 with a 6-year unlimited mileage tread life warranty. It gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus control in any driving condition. After all, it hasn't rained that much in years.
Ride the wave to a week's worth of the wildest action ever. Surfers beware. Shark Week. Beginning tonight at 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world, but don't touch that remote.
A friend of mine told me, try America Online. I said, why? I've got a computer. He said, try it. You'll see. It's simple. Every time you sign on, welcome. It tells you if you've got mail. You've got mail. Want to send some email? Type the message. Click here, and it's done. I like this. With one click, I can browse all kinds of great features on America Online. I've gotten help with my golf swing, planned my next vacation. I even get stock price updates every 15 minutes. America Online has over 100 newspapers and magazines, everything from Business Week Online to Cycle World, and I can browse them all. With America Online, you can point and click your way across the internet. And their web browser makes it easy to explore the World Wide Web. Call the toll-free number and you'll receive your free startup kit and 15 free hours to look around. It's worth a try. You'll see.
Call 1-800-341-8866 now for your free America Online Startup Kit. That's 1-800-341-8866. Call now to arrange for a free phone consultation.
Mood swings, weight gain, strange food cravings. What's a new mother to do?
New mother, I experience every one of those things.
You don't know the half of it. Well, if you're a wired mom in this techie age, we know of a great place you can go to get some useful advice online.
It's called The Mother's List, and hundreds of expectant and new moms from around the world are logging on to offer each other support during those trying times.
The Mother's List is one of the many internet mailing lists where people with common interests come to share ideas and exchange information. Designed primarily for pregnant mothers, the lists are broken down by month. So, for example, all the moms due next April can compare notes on combating nausea, while all the moms due this September can help each other make decisions about breastfeeding.
I joined March Moms because I found pregnancy to be isolating, even though there are people all around me all the time.
Anytime I think of something that is bothering me, I can just tune in and ask the question and wait a couple days and people will respond to me.
I found by being on the net that I'd know what questions to ask my doctor.
Then you put a message out to hundreds of people on this list and everybody gives you, their opinion or their answer, and you start off having this total trust in this doctor, and then you end up just looking at him as almost the enemy because of what your friends have said. People you've never even met,
And it is the anonymity that many of the mothers find most reassuring about the lists.
You feel silly calling up your doctor and saying, well, is it okay if this just happened to me this once? But you can go on the web and say, did anybody else have this happen to them? And 10 people say, yeah, this just happened to me this way and it happened to me that way, and it's okay.
Some of the men on the list were writing in asking about breast milk and what it tasted like and things like that I'm sure you wouldn't be having, a conversation with your buddy out at the bar,
Although they aren't the actual life givers, some dads can't help getting involved in the list too, and the moms don't seem to mind.
My contributions initially were well accepted because there weren't any other men really participating. And so people would constantly say, well, thanks for the father's side. Thanks for the man's perspective, because we never would have got that otherwise.
For many of the expectant mothers, the daily ritual of reading and responding to each other's emails results in strong friendships that last much longer than just 9 months.
Some interesting characters on our list.
For a week, people were just angry at each other and just really accusational, and then we would calm down and love each other and support each other.
They're all not only going through your pregnancy with you, but their babies are going to be the same age as yours. And so this is a chance to get a whole bunch of new friends.
They call it a global village. To me, it's even better than a village. Because if you're in a village, you're probably the only person in that village that's pregnant. But with us, we get to have a village of just pregnant women, And so we're all going through the same thing at the same time, and it's,
The internet is the medium of the moment, but just think about all the information and sites you encounter online every day.
Well, then think about what it must be like to be blind and to be left out of yet another world.
Well, thanks to some recent high-tech breakthroughs, the visually impaired are finding that the information highway finally has equal access.
Since losing her sight at the age of 8, Wendy Miller has negotiated the outside world like many sightless people, cautiously and with the help of a guide. In her case, a German shepherd named Zeta. Naturally, the world of the internet seemed completely inaccessible, its treasure trove of information just out of reach. But recently, the 41-year-old medical consultant has been sprinting around the online world, accessing the news and data vital to her life and career. Ironically, this tremendous gain came out of a major loss.
After I graduated, my brother got very sick with AIDS, and I really could not focus on looking for a job. So I said to myself, well, if there's going to be a difficult time in life here, I can spend this time to try to get up on the internet. So I got a modem and tried to log on.
It was difficult at first, but Wendy eventually got the hang of it thanks to some specialized technology. A DOS-based computer system called Type and Speak interprets text with a rapid mechanical synthesized voice. A standard modem links the computer to the net, where a text-only web browser allows the system to smoothly navigate the web without stumbling over massive graphics files.
I started chatting with people in the middle of the night during my lowest moments when no one was around and there was nobody to talk to. And I'd find somebody in Australia, and they'd sit with me for 2 hours, helping me through these really miserable, emotional times. And I found friends.
But of all of the benefits the web has brought to Wendy, the simple pleasure of scanning the newspaper has provided perhaps the most satisfaction.
I remember the first thing I read was the death of George Burns. And it made it really personal to read that by myself, to have my own experience in my own way by myself. It's wonderful.
With a newfound emphasis on making the internet accessible to handicapped users, more breakthroughs for the visually impaired are just around the corner.
It's creating a situation where visually impaired people have parity, not only equality, but parity with the sighted world in terms of accessibility issues.
Thank you for the interview, and you have been very kind to Zeta.
Thank you for the interview, and you have been very kind to Zeta.
Cyberlife will be right back.
To review, on a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the
My
squares of the
brain
other
is
sides,
melting.
minus the coefficient
Luckily,
of the
getting school supplies doesn't require this much concentration. Hey, just memorize this. Office Max. They've got great brand name products like Harvard chairs and JM report covers at guaranteed low prices that won't disturb those older people that live with you. So even if school isn't your favorite place to hang, man, Office Max can get you ready. Office Max, we go to the max for you.
Oh, honey, boy. I told you you'd love it.
You were
out
right,
here,
sweetie.
away
I
from
wanted the motel. I feel like an outdoorsman. Good night, honey.
Oh my God.
That noise, did you hear that noise?
Yes, I did hear that. What is it? What do you see? What do you see?
Oh, boy. Honey, where's the Ericsson cellular phone?
Oh, shoot, I left it outside.
What do you mean you left it outside? I gotta go out there and get it.
Ericsson cellular phones. Because when life gets a little wild, you want a highly reliable Ericsson cellular phone.
Hi, yeah, we're in a tent. There's some trees and there's a huge bear out there.
One of these has your name on it. And it's working its merry way to your office right now. It's an invitation from their company to your company, offering big savings over AT&T. There's just one thing missing from the envelope. The big savings. Maybe they got lost in the mail. Has a discount long-distance company offered you big savings? Call us for the facts.
Go online now for original programming and specials. Connect to Discovery Channel Online. This month, join a live expedition to raise part of the Titanic. With exclusive daily dispatches and never-before-seen photos, go behind the scenes for the upcoming Discovery Channel Titanic special in October. Explore your world online at www.discovery.com. Discovery Channel Online. Connect.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Cyberlife. If you'd like more information on any of our stories, or if you'd just like to know how to get to some of our featured web pages, you can find us at Discovery Online.
Just use your web browser and head to www.discovery.com. Click on air and you'll find us waiting.
Now, if you want to write us the old-fashioned way, use this address and drop us a line, or you can ask us a question.
This week, a viewer wrote, I have just recently hooked up to the internet and keep hearing a lot about the security of your system when you're online. Now, what can a hacker do and what can you do to prevent this? Signed, Dave.
Well, Dave, contrary to popular paranoia, hackers can't just get into your computer just because you have a modem on it.
If you actually have a web server sitting on your desk that people can access, it's possible, but still unlikely.
Right. You know, hackers are much more likely to target a company's computer than the one in your house, Dave.
A bigger threat online is online scam artists who try to get you to send them private information.
That's right, and here's a common scam. Now, you get email from someone claiming to work for an online service, and they say they need your password or your credit card number for whatever reason.
Never do it.
Never.
There's no reason for anyone to ask you for this sort of stuff online, and never any reason for you to provide it.
So make a point of never giving out any kind of personal information online, especially not your home address. I'm Gina Smith.
And I'm Chris Eddy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Coming up next, Take a look at real-life RoboCops on Popular Mechanics. Then follow the major air battles of World War II on Wings, only on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.